Happy Monday. Donnie Baker here with you, LPR Sound Foundation. Today, I'm going to take you through what we call a foldback system, or basically we're going to know it as the headphone system, because the artist in the studio need to hear what they're doing. And this is really simple, and it's really everybody has to do it. Even if you record your artist in the control room, which is a kind of a newer thing that a lot of people are into, because they get to sit right next to their engineer, they can chat, they can talk, but we're still going to be on headphones. We still have to use a foldback system. We may, at that point, we might not have to use the talkback system, but we still have to use a foldback system. Now, I did want to take you into each room, but somebody's actually recording in our Studio A today, so I just decided to go ahead and use pictures of our system. I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that's really simple. It is a really simple system. Basically, it's a really simple system. If you just have a laptop and a Focusrite in your studio, you've only got one microphone, you're using everything in the box, that's still awesome. You still have to have headphones, and you feed that directly from your Focusrite. That is your foldback system. That is your headphone system. There you go. And I actually have a gift for you. If you are on that similar system, Focusrite that doesn't have a talkback built in, I've got something for you that's really going to help out, really going to make your studio way more efficient, ready to go. It's going to, who's going to notice these things too when you get faster and more efficient? The people that are going to notice are your clients. And that way your clients are going to tell other people about you, and they're like, this guy is awesome. This girl is perfect. She has the greatest studio. He's got an awesome studio. You should call him. That's what we all want. That's what we're all looking for. That's why I'm here to help out, because I'm here to help you build, grow, and scale your business as an audio engineer, music producer, studio owner. Let's do this. Let's get into it. So first up, we are here in my Studio B. We're at ES Audio Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. This is, the desk is behind me. This is an Allen & Heath GS3000. The GS is a studio. It's a studio version of their live console, and it's a great console. I really enjoy working on this console. We got a thing coming up next month that you do not want to miss. Next week, I'm releasing it next week. We're going to talk about it next week. We got some really cool stuff coming up next month. The entire month is mixing and mastering month. I'm going to show you the systems. I'm going to show you how I use them. We're actually going to mix. We're actually going to work on some stuff. We're going to mix in the box, in the computer. We're also going to mix strictly analog, and we're also going to do a hybrid mixing situation, which is awesome. I think you guys are going to love next month. But this month, we're still talking about signal flow, and part of that signal flow has to deal with headphones. So the easiest way to explain how you know how you do it with your Focusrite. If you've only got two in, two out, you got a headphone jack on your Focusrite. Actually, I have one. We use it sometimes, just in a quick situation. We've also got an Apollo Twin, which also has a headphone jack right on the front. My Apollo is an older Apollo, so it doesn't have the talkback built in. It's not the X. The X has the talkbacks built in, which is pretty cool. You can press a button, Mine's a little older. My Twin's a little older, so it doesn't have that feature, but we still get around it by using a plug-in, which we're going to talk about here in a little while. And I'm actually going to offer it to you. I'm going to share with you how you can get it for free. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to go, like I said, we took pictures of everything. This is what we're looking at here is the foldback system on this console that's behind me. Basically, we have two, they're called studio outputs, Studio 1 and Studio 2. Now, Studio 1, you can see I've got it marked as HP feed or headphone feed. That's what feeds the headphones, and I can tell it what to send to that output. I can tell it to send auxiliary 1. I could send the control room, basically what I'm listening to. If I want to separate it, I can separate it. The Studio 2 there, right next to it, the SLS, that feeds the studio loudspeakers. We do have a studio that the artist is in, and if they don't have their headphones in, I may need to talk to them anyway, and I need to send signal through those. So I need to send a talkback signal through those speakers so that they can hear me. Each one's got a talkback button. Now, these talkback buttons are momentary. They don't latch. So I literally have to hold the button down the entire time I'm talking. This becomes a problem when we have other people in the room that need to speak to the artist. They might be a producer, they might be a vocal coach, they might be their friends that want to talk crap to them, whatever. I have to sit and hold the button down. And if my finger is busy holding the button down, I know this sounds really silly, but if I'm sitting there holding the button down, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just sitting there holding the button. And then I kind of wait for them to get done talking. I think they're done talking. I release the button and go back to work to do stuff, and it never fails. The producer's going to say, oh, one more thing. I got to stop, press the button. And it's really frustrating and aggravating. So I do have a way around that, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. But that is the system that we use. Now, the headphone distribution system we use in here is the Furman. Really simple. Got 4 inputs. Let's see if I got the other one. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 submixes I could send, and they're actually on the patch bay. Here they are on the patch bay. You can see my patch bay is it's labeled HP mix left and right. Those are fully normaled into the mix left and right on the Furman, which is just the stereo input. And then I've got the submixes that I could send. Now, sometimes we want to separate out. Sometimes we want to separate out the say the vocals. We want to give them a knob that they can control the vocals, or we want to give them a knob that they control just the music, or just the click. Say we're sending a metronome to the drummer. The drummer can adjust how much click he has in his headphone. I don't have to worry about it. If he feels like he needs a little more, he can reach over and turn it up with this system. And this system's really simple. We do have a bigger system in the Studio A, which we're going to talk about. We have the Aviom system in Studio A. I'm going to share that with you in a sec. This is actually the Aviom system in Studio A. This is it's basically the same thing. It's just a little bit bigger. I actually have one of the. This is one of the personal mixers that the artist gets, and they've got actually 16 inputs. And basically, they can press the button and turn it up or down. That's the volume. And then they've got you probably can't hear me because it's covering up the microphone. But then they've got an overall volume knob. So this system's really cool. We can share all the inputs with everyone. Let's say the bass player doesn't want to hear the singer, or the guitar player doesn't want to hear the drums. He can turn it up or down in his headphones, because we can separate that all out. And that makes life really easy. But that system is not cheap. It's not inexpensive. It's definitely not cheap. It's very well made, and it works really well. We've had the Avioms in our Studio A for probably 15, 17 years. This is probably 17 years old, this box. And it's used. I mean, it's definitely utilized, but it's not broken, and it looks great. It works awesome. The cool part is that it's all on Ethernet. It all runs on Ethernet. Same as the Furman in Studio B. It all runs on Ethernet. So it's digital, and it's really simple to set up, because you just got to run a Ethernet cable to it, And the Ethernet powers it up. The Ethernet makes it work. The Ethernet sends all the audio signals through, and it's pretty cool. It does work well. Here you can see this is a closer picture of the actual, this is actually the system where we send the signal in, and then that sends the signal out through the Ethernets. But we can stereo up some channels if we need to. Like we might have the overall drums. We just mix the overall drums to a subgroup and then send that subgroup to a stereo channel, so people can turn up or down the drums in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So on the console in Studio A, we have it's an Audient ASP4816, if you guys want to look that up. There's 2 Q systems, and this is a British console, so they call it a Q system. Q is just the headphones. But I've got 2 different ones that say we're using the console as an input device. We can send the Q, if we go back to, we're going to see the patch bay in a minute, but the Q system, I can share whether I'm sending the short fader or the long fader. We're going to do a thing next month with the mixing and mastering, and we're going to show you the Audient console. So basically, this is really versatile. I got a lot of stuff I could do with it. I can send a lot of stuff through the 2 Qs. Okay, this is the 2 Q masters. They can also double as auxiliaries if I need to. If we're in a mixing situation and I need more auxiliaries to send to like a reverb unit or a delay unit, whatever, however you want to call that. Now this is the overall foldback system, foldback A and foldback B. This is where I can choose what I'm sending to the foldback A and foldback B. The general consensus is we send just what we're listening to, just the control room. But if I want to split it up, I could send just QA. I could send just QA left and QB right. So if somebody pans things in the studio, it can get really out of hand if you think about it. But there's a lot of stuff I could send. Here's the patch bay in Studio A. Now what this does is it's fully normaled. The foldback out is fully normaled to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Foldback A goes to 1 and 2. Foldback B goes to 3 and 4. Generally, what we're doing, if we're just cutting vocals or if we're just doing overdubs, or let's say we're just recording drums, we don't really need to send out a bunch of different, we don't need to split it out, okay? We do have the click, the metronome is fully normaled into channel 15 on the Aviom, and the talkback is fully normal to channel 16. So we can constantly, they don't have to worry about it, but they do have access to turn it up or down. Say the drummer needs more click, he just reaches over and turns it up, turns it down. So those are the pictures that I took for you. So hopefully that clears that up. Now I do want to talk to you about a free plugin that I'm gonna give you access to. Actually, let's do that now. Get your free TalkBack plugin. It's learnprorecording.com/mute-o-matic. If you're listening to me on a podcast, you're not seeing it. It's mute-o-matic, M-U-T-E-O-matic. So get that, it's free. And what this plugin does, I've actually got a picture of it here. What this plugin does, even if you got the 2-channel, the 2i2 Focusrite, this will work for you. Basically what you do is you set this up, you have to use a channel. So you have to have a microphone. You put a microphone in the control room. Okay, we actually have a microphone in this control room, and that is plugged into an auxiliary channel in whatever DAW. Doesn't matter the DAW. We just happen to use Pro Tools. We mostly use Pro Tools in this room. So we will create an auxiliary channel, plug that microphone into the auxiliary channel, even on the patch bay if we need to, and then we insert the Mute-O-Matic plug-in on that auxiliary channel. Now, when we're not in, what happens is when you press play or record and play on your DAW, Mute-O-Matic mutes that channel. It just mutes that channel. So you can leave the microphone open. So when you press stop and you go do things, the producers and the vocal coaches and the friends can just talk to their artist all they want until you press play again. When you press play, it mutes. Dude, it makes life so easy. I really can't explain how easy and efficient that really is. And it just makes my life so much easier. The only problem with that is that while the artist is in the room, he can hear himself or she can hear herself through my speakers into the talkback because there's just an open mic in the room. Okay, and it does create a little bit of a delay, but that delay is not there when you press play because it's muted now. The other problem is you might have people talking smack about the singer, and that singer can hear that. So you have to, I always tell everybody in the control room, hey, there's an open mic in the control room. The artist can hear you. Please be careful. You know, I actually had a client one time, an engineer one time, talk crap about one of the artists purposely. And that artist got super upset and super pissed and left. And this was not a small project. This was a pretty big project. The artist was somebody that I know and respect, and I was just an assistant. I didn't really have anything to do with it, but the guy knew, the engineer knew that was an open system. He actually asked me, hey, is that microphone? Yes, it's on, be careful. And then he proceeded to talk smack about the artist. And that it only happened once, but generally you got to be careful because they can hear you. So if there are any questions, comments, or concerns, leave me a comment down below on the YouTube here, or email me, info@learnprorecording.com. I'm always available for you. And don't forget, here's that download for you one more time, learnprorecording.com/mute-o-matic. get that. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it's going to save you time. It's going to save you having to press the... I mean, for every second you can shave off of something you're doing, the people that are going to notice it are the people that are paying your bills. I'm just saying, if you can make somebody happy and they want to come back now because you're the fastest, most efficient engineer, producer they've worked with, bro, I'm just saying. It's an idea. Go with that. Run with that. So enjoy it. Hey, man, dude, next week, hopefully you guys got something out of this. Hopefully I'm sharing cool stuff with you and you're getting stuff from it. But foldback systems are important. If we can make them better and efficient and cooler, please, let's do that. So next week, we're going to start mixing and mastering month. And it's going to be, this is my favorite. This is my favorite thing. This is what I'm good at. This is what I do. Here in the studio, I'm the mix engineer. I mix most of the projects. If I mix a project, I don't master it. I send it to a mastering engineer who I trust, and he likes my mixes, so there's that. But yeah, generally, if you're mixing and mastering, if you're mixing, try not to have someone else master it. It's a different perspective, different ears. There's a whole we can talk. We're going to talk about that when we get to the mastering part of mixing and mastering month. But next month, July, is mixing and mastering month. We're going to have a great time. We're going to do, it's going to be fun. I'm going to share some files with you that you can follow along while we're mixing. It's going to be awesome. So please follow me on that. If you're not subscribed here on YouTube, man, go down and subscribe so you get noticed every time the new video comes out, every time I'm sharing some cool stuff with you. Come on, man, join up. Get on that don't cost nothing either, man. Just click. You know, I'm not gonna, if I do bother you, then you can unsubscribe, that's fine. I try not to bother too many people, but sometimes I say things that misalign with other people's ideas and they get angry. So, but whatever, man, I don't care. Look, I've been doing this a minute and I just really enjoy sharing with you. And this is why I do it. I mean, I'm not making any money. I'm not trying to make any money. I'm just trying to help you grow. Our job as older, wiser audio engineers and producers is to share our knowledge and experience with the younger generation. So you guys are going to take over. You guys are going to be the mixers of the future. When I'm done, I'm going to hand the baton off to you. So there you go. That's what we do. So don't forget Wednesday, the blog post. If you're on my list, you're going to get the blog post sent to you. Thursday live. Every Thursday, I'm live here on YouTube and now on Twitch to answer questions, to coach, to mentor, to share. Come join us. Once you get on my list, you'll get a notice letting you know when and where with the links and everything you need. So come join us on Thursday. It's generally, I try to keep it in the afternoon. Sometimes it's at 1 o'clock, sometimes it's at 6 o'clock. Just depends on how busy the studio is at the time. But generally, I try to keep it in the afternoon. But it's called Thursday Live. Come join us. We're on. It's on YouTube. So, and again, free. So don't miss that. And next week, bro. Next week we're kicking off mixing and mastering month. So do not miss that. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy your week, man. Go forth and have some fun. I know it's Monday. It's just starting, but look at what we do. Look at who we are. Damn. Go enjoy. My name is Donnie Baker, and I am out of here. Peace. Have a great week.